Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, you don't get any relief when you get that you want to sneeze and you don't sneeze. But anyways, in today's video, it's not about whether I will sneeze or not. We're in the 3690. Doesn't have as much diesel as I was hoping, not by a long shot. But we are going to pull a machine out of a hedge to use. A machine that I thought I would either see sold or scrapped. But instead, Father Phil wants to put it going. It should run with minimal effort. It was quite an unreliable machine, hence it's ended where it is. But we'll give a full breakdown story and all of that. And you'll probably already know what machine it is before this video even starts. So I'm going to get a set of balls and linchpins, and we're going to see how this is going to pull out a hedge. Not quite a hedge, but just pull out where it sat for the last 5 to 7 years. I couldn't tell you exactly when the last time I used it. And here we have it. The Cumberland Mower. I know plenty of people have seen it and have always asked, oh, what's the story with the mower with the grouper? Why don't you use it? What's the story? Why don't you use it? I think I'll save explaining why we quit using it for when we actually get topping. That is what we're doing today. Our plan is to go topping where the bulls are at the minute. I don't want to recede. I want to get all the mushes topped off it and everything just to try and get a bit tidier. And then I also wanted to do a nice bit on the new farm. There's quite a bit to be done there. But we'll explain why we stopped using it, what issues we have, and the life it had before it got parked. But first things first, I'm going to have to get out, remove a lump of the old ash tree, and clean around the linkages and get the balls on it and all that. Bloody nettles should have come out with the strimmer or something first. On lift arm. That's not seized anyways, and that's not seized. So you get stricken the head with a nettle. Right. Pipes are shook now. Whether they're going to work or they're going to bust on me, that's going to be anyone's guess now. And that stops me from getting this going. It's going to be a pipe busting or having a flat wheel. So if I have a flat wheel here, I have no way of getting it pumped. So I don't. And because the 99 has a pumping end on it, and it's the way it's slurry. So if you're wondering, why is there a branch on it? Just behind the tractor, there is an big old ash tree that died of ash dieback a number of years ago. After it died, it started to lose branches, started falling. And this was one of the branches that fell. It's well rotten. So we cut down the tree, or cut all the limbs off it, before something more serious happened, that it fell on someone or fell on a more important machine, or just we cut it down. But this was one of the first branches that fell, and that was kind of what made us go, right, that needs to come out there. Covered in cleavers and everything. I'll just check to see that the tires have air in them. Doesn't matter once there's enough in it. They're not flat. Soft, but not flat. How about the other one? Looks alright. Time to see what pipes shall we have. We're lifted up first. Get it the right working place. 2 and 2. 2 up, 2 down. Seeing if it's straightforward, everyone will be at it. So the shaft for this isn't here, so we'll have to go get the shaft. We're on. We're ready to see, is this going to lift or are we going to burst hydraulic pipes? Either is optional, so we're just going to close the back window just in case it decides to bust and spray in the direction of the cab. So we are in, we're on. This lever now should do something. It's alive! Drag her out. in the way and my stand isn't just getting out of the way. That is the Cavernaland out of its, just working it out there. The last time it would have been used was probably put on for my uncle to use, because to him that mower was the best thing since sliced bread. There was nothing like it. That mower was his baby, and he went mowing, he mowed with that. He tight ever mow with anything else, whereas the rest of us never really liked that mower because it was always falling apart. Basically that's just the highs and lows of why it got parked. Anyways, so I'd say 2019 was the last time it was used, so it's 5 years since we used this. I'm just going to go, actually we'll just bring the camera with us. We're going to have a walk around that. So hold this up. Knives. That knife is gone. She could even be seized. That's not making any discernible attempt at moving. We're going to have to put a bar in and make sure she turns before we dare put it on the PTO of the tractor. So the grouper doesn't work, or well, it does work, but it hasn't been used in a very long time. It's actually sagging down a wee bit there, but it shouldn't stop us. That tire is fine. This tire looks soft. That tire is flat. Yes, that is definitely flat. Conditioner tines, there's a couple missing. That was what always fell apart on it. Port of call. Don't think that tire's going to make it beyond to the house. So the one thing I forgot in taking this out is the mower is 1,000 speed. The tractor is 540. You change the stub in the back end, as in the 6 spline shaft, to a 21 spline 1,000 speed shaft to get 1,000 speed output out of the tractor. I have the shaft, but the fear is in changing it, a bearing could drop out the back end, and then that would just, I won't be on the pull. Definitely not. Don't know, is that going to make it? And do you chance it? It's on the rim, so it's easy pumped. I think I'm going to have to leave it at that. I might just drag it. Further I drag it, more likely it is to go on me. No, I'm going to let it back down, and I'm going to pick it up. Might just clean off it, and we'll wait for the 99 to come back to pump it. The joys of the job, or the lack thereof. And another evening at this mower to try and unseize it. So this disc here is the one that's giving the trouble. It is moving ever so slightly, but not just enough. So there is hold out. That is not going to come out. Father Phil said there is another one on it, so he said it's at the other end. So assumably it would be in between these, maybe not. And then hold the bed is there. Can't really see, so you can't. You can just about make out the welding there. So yeah, I suppose. No, I don't see. There's another one this side. Right, I bought some torque bits. So again, one of these that fits, drive it into it, and then hope it spins with the gun. And it seems to be my best bet. But I suppose, yes, and also the hair is now cut. Yes, strange, I know. But anyways, the thing about this mower, why this mower is in such a state of scrapness, it's the easiest way of putting it, is because it had a pretty hard life. And to be honest, or to be fair, it was drivers of ours over the years that done all the harm. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, but the reason this mower stopped getting used is because the conditioner shaft vibrates and just breaks hangers for sport. Absolutely just falls apart. Also, the hole in the bed is oil needs to be topped up with oil. The seal in the gearbox needs to be done to stop it on the swivel on the front. But the reason for the hole in the bed is one of our drivers, not maybe a year or two after Father Phil bought this new in 2008, mowing away, hit a pile of timber in the back sward and kept mowing a couple of rounds of the field till he decided to stop and check what the noise was. But by then the harm was done. It had cut a hole in the bed with the knife bent down. So a cousin of mine managed to get welded, but didn't get it welded enough to stop it leaking. So it does leak oil. So I would be expecting not to find any oil in the bed, and that's probably why a disc is seized. The reason the conditioner shaft keeps shitting itself is two things that happen to it with a driver. Mowing away fine. Next thing, hit an unrolled roll of sheep wire that was rolled out along the back sward, hit it, and it just sucked it up into it. It was laid out to be put up on a fence, but wasn't done. The mower head sucked it up into it, wound itself around the conditioner shaft, so much so that they had to take out the conditioner shaft out of the mower onto the ground and stand over with the 9-inch grinder 3 hours later to had it off. And that from then on it started losing conditioner tines. And another thing that happened was mowing away, another driver mowing away the finest, and next thing caught a lash of a strap and it wrapped it up, but didn't the hook catch in the bed while it had wrapped around the conditioner, and it put on that much of a pull it stalled the tractor. That also twisted the shaft. And them three things are the main things that happened to this mower that left it. Is the easiest way of putting it. My uncle, he absolutely loved this mower. There was no more like this mower to him. But the reason we stopped using it because you were forever putting back on hangers and tines and topping it up with oil. Whereas the John Deere, you just go out the John Deere. The John Deere is a solid hardy mower. Mightn't mow terrible well, as it doesn't follow ground very well, but it's a solid ass mower. This mower just ain't the same caliber. That's what happened. That's why it's parked. But we're going to get it going to do topping, and we're going to take the conditioner out of it at some point and the grouper off. If anyone wants a grouper, you can have it, or we'll sell it, or get something for it if it's any good to anyone, because we'll take it off. The grouper worked for a couple of years. It gave quite a bit of trouble. It came with its own box and controller and stuff, and it used to heat the oil and it was always acting up. So they ended up just putting an on and off switch on it and then completely disconnecting it. So it doesn't do nada anymore. So yeah, that's the story of the mower. So anyways, I'm going to brew away at this and see can I get this to turn an oil in it.
How long has it been?
I just got that open, bit of heat, and yeah, it opened. So it's hot now. I actually think there's oil in it. Let's try and get something to dip it with. So there's about 3 mil of oil in the bed. I'll definitely top her up with oil there. Pretty gunky stuff. But yeah, there's oil in it, and there doesn't seem to be water in it anyways, so we'll top it up with oil there now, and yeah, that'll come off a lot easier than I thought it was going to.
Since you felt this alive, how long has it been since you felt 17?
It's a bit darker. I'm red, I'm sweating. I've just got a full rotation on it with the sledge, and I can just start to move it with the bar. But when I mean just move it, each jerk is moving it a bit. And I know what 90% of the comments are going to say. If it's that badly seized there, the bearing's not gone, and is she not just going to hit itself? That's probably going to happen. But if it does happen, at least I get to get rid of it. I'd have done it from the get-go, but Father Phil didn't want to say let it go. Not till we had it rope off. There's nothing could say that I might just work away and it could do the next 10 years and not give any trouble, but that bed just can't be right. It's literally moving it 1/4 of an inch every hit of the sledge and got full rotation on it, and now it's just starting to move. So I might try and move it another bit put more oil in it, and I had soak the oil in for the night and then see what it's like in the morning. I want to try and get topping tomorrow if I can at all. Once we get the bed moving, that's the hard bit done. The rest is just top up gearboxes and grease. And this is the next day, and the most important thing, don't tell me it's not going to spin. I had it spinning last night with my foot. It does spin. So we are now turning. Not just I thought I had it a good bit freer than that. So we're spinning there now. That's what matters. So just gonna give that a tighten, take it out, and we'll run around with the grease gun now. And have the 6290 ready to rock and roll. Try just getting the PTO shaft for me, and yeah, we'll see how this is going to work out. So we get our grease down anyways. So we're just about to test this out, so we're going to put down the camera and then stand well out of the way just in case. So lays it in 540, so she runs in 1000, but 540 to just test it out. There was a bit of noise there, but I think that's just the knives. Once she got a bit of speed, she stopped. That didn't seem too bad. Huh? If you put in 1000, just leave it ticking over. Don't rev her up, just hold the oil. I suppose at this stage it has to be well lubricated. Huh? Oh sure, try it, sure. What's the worst that can happen? There's a shear bolt in the PTO shaft, so if she does stick the bed, she'll just break the bolt. She won't harm the tractor, so. Right, we go hiding again. This time, 1000 speed. Seems fine, apart from there's that slight bit of tipping. So we'll knock off the tractor and we'll just assess that all the knives are clear of the bed and that. But just that bit of tipping is, I think, that'll be kind of annoying me. But apart from that, that seems fine.
Well, there's a knife rubbing in the bed.
There is a knife rubbing the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, I see that one there, yeah.
And it has been rubbing, you can see what it has been.
Yeah.
Last time she was used.
I'll change.
Sledgehammer and beat it up.
Yeah, you can try it anyways. We'll get that sorted there now. We'll get ready to go topping. Happy out. And we are out the gap. So we've turned a few knives. I have the provisions with me if I need to turn or change more knives. Father Phil is coming with me. He has a load of protected urea on to put out with the heifers. We're going to start there so we can both go in, get through the heifers. I can start topping, he can be spreading away. So it's a nice day for putting out protected urea. And the rushes that we cut, we're going to leave and then try and get them baled in a week's, 2 weeks time when it's drier. But that's the crack. So fingers crossed, everything goes to plan. We won't be running her at the full flat out 1000. We'll be probably running her around 750-800 RPM. Just because there's no need to be running flat out. It's only topping is all we're doing. So anyways, we'll be on, fingers crossed, touch wood, everything goes to plan. So we are out here now. Heifers are just out there, so we're going to mow all these rushes. The one issue I'm going to have now is it's all paddock with temporary fencing, so once I mow it, I'm going to have to get out, move the wires to who are mowed to mow the bits that aren't, so that's a bit annoying. This is the furthest one. There's a bit of grass here, but I'm just going to try and keep it above it, get them rushes cut so we can get fresh regrowth. Heifers graze it, spray it, but we'll gather the rushes. So yeah, is it. Probably could have done with washing the windows before I came out, but anyways, right, fire her up. So no sound of any tipping or anything. So we'll be taking her handy, nothing too strenuous. We'll see how she runs at around 750 there. There's a bit tipping from the conditioner times, we think. So we'll run her at that, see how we get on. So for me, the biggest thing is to pay attention to make sure there's nothing in the grass. That's the big one. So we'll take her nice and handy and we'll see how we get on. So I'm going to go down the camera and make a start. And we'll see how we go. So this is the rushes bit of this first paddock. It's wet in this corner too, but we're travelling pretty good. So we're just cruising away there. One thing about this mower, it has a good set of wide tyres on it. Be better than the John Deere for floating on a bit of soft ground. Alright, getting rid of it. Thanks so much for that one though. Yeah. It's just slow enough going now. Just like adjust the mower to the height of the grass. There's a bit more grass down here than there is at the other side. So, and she seems to be sagging a bit more on the outside, so the far ram seems to be lower than the inside ram, so that makes it a little bit more difficult just to get more even cut on it. I'm not sure why. So I'm not. Could be a weeping pipe or a weeping ram or something. Just more rightly, but anyways, going pretty good now. First time in 5 years the car up has done it. We don't have a banger right now, but yeah, anyways, so hopefully it stays that way. Touch wood. We'll keep rooting around here. So, first field done, or first paddock, sorry, done. Mostly rushes in that corner. This one now, though, is definitely more rushes. So, just on the back sward, or the first round of the field. So, we'll see how we get on now. Further we go that way, it's going to get wetter, but the first round there, no issues. But the next one could be a little bit more difficult. Try and get them more at the right. The right setup is always difficult, but we get these rushes down and out of the way next. And then we go down and we see how close to the river can we go before we get stuck. Or maybe we won't get stuck. That's going to be the interesting one. No, that's the second one done. Haven't hit anything yet, thankfully. So we're going now for the wettest. We're going to the river. I might go 3/4 of the way to the river and then cut back in just to be sure. It's a hard one to kind of figure out, but we'll see how we get on it. I did hit where there's a spring up there and them clump of rushes, and I was able to sail through that fine. So I did walk it the other day and it seemed fine. So let's see what we get on now. Oh, it's great to finally get it done now.
Down a summer road, running where the wild wind blows. All I really need to know is you and me are good to go, riding down a summer road. Oh, 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 oh. All I really need to know is you and me are good to go, riding down.
My shear ball is after breaking. Didn't hit anything, just stopped turning. So down to just this wee bit here, and then we'll go down to the river. I might just go for a quick walk to see what it's like. Ground it's alright, like it's holding me up, but you wouldn't want to be doing a wild pile of travelling now. But like, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of rush out here. It's wet, so just check the moor when we're down here. Easiest way of knowing if you're striking the bed is if there's dirt on the bed, on the back of the bed there. You see a clean spot like that there, that gives me cause for concern. So spin the discs. See, Everything seems fine. So it does. Everything seems 100%. There's a knife gone. Sure, but we keep on it. It's going pretty good. And we are sucking diesel. There's the river. And you may remember when we flew the drone back when we took this place, all of this here was underwater. And now we're down at the river. That could be soft in front of me. That could be an issue. Up the gear. Cruise through it, cruise through it. Right, put down the camera. It seems like there is a few sticks down here. You can see the wire wobbling there with me driving by the post. It's causing the post to shake. So I'll just put down the camera just in case I get caught out hitting a wet spot in a hurry. That is the fear. And now, that is it all topped. Oh, Cumberland ain't running too bad now. Ain't running too bad at all. So it's now. So that's not quite 10 acres. It's about 8 acres top now. So we'll go home and get a bit of food and then we start on the other side. That is the plan. So yeah, that'll be out. Hard to know. In a week's time, 2 weeks' time, if we get a couple of dry days, we'll just come down and bale the rushes, take the rushes off. What we'll use the rushes for, we'll use them for bedding. They'll be grand for us for bedding. And the one thing I suppose people say when you use rushes for bedding is the seeds is not going to go into the dung, then spread it on the land and then cause rushes. That isn't a problem for us because we'll put the bedding that's used for the rushes on tillage land, and then the herbicides that go on the tillage land will make sure it's never a problem. But yeah, it's going to be basically free bedding. We'll be on, happy out. So we're now in the other field. So the one thing here, me and Liv took down the palings on this when we were moving the heifers down because we knew I was going to try and get down here to do this bit of topping. So I'm not going to top that. I'm just going to try and get the rushes cut just to try and speed the thing up a bit. The spray will knock any of that dirt that's in there anyways. So I think there is one big stone in the middle of this. Just have to see how we get on. We'll wait the camera. We'll figure this out. That's finished. So we're just down with the heifers just over there. Topped by the river. And what can I say? I may have hit one or two little bits of stones. Nothing worth talking about. But the Cumberland smashed it out the park, absolutely. She's running bang on the money, bang on the money. No vibrate now. I am revving her out full. Could be a vibration come in it when she's on full tilt. As the rushes cut both sides of the field, we could have a nice few bales off this. It is quite heavy out there. It's quite heavy at the bottom down there, and it's also heavy at the bottom of the river down there. So how many bales? It's anyone's guess, but I must say I'm quite happy now. So now we have a topper. Not my idea of a topper, but Father Phil's idea of a topper. Disc mower and topping when you know you have stones generally isn't the greatest combination, but hey, it's something. It's better than what I've had, which is sweet. So next up with this is we're going to top where the bullocks are, and I have to top 2 paddocks behind calves where there's just tronyines, actually 3 paddocks behind calves. And yeah, but I'm going to leave it at that for today's video. The real thing was pulling this out is not so much the hedge, but pulling out the nettles, getting it running, topping, mowing the rushes, which will bale in 2 weeks time, a week's time, whenever we kind of get them, when they die and dry and we get some weather that was acceptable to bale them, let them dry out. So look, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it from me. Good luck.